Okay? So let's start with solving the quiz problems, right? So in a quiz, you need to find the proper value of the C. The density function of the continuous random variable is given as cx squared for the value of the x between 0 and 1. If x is between 0 and 1, and 0 otherwise. So we know that if I integrate the density function from minus infinity to the plus infinity, it should be equal to the 1. Why it is equal to the 1? Because we usually say in a continuous case, the probability is the area under this curve, right? Now, so the total area under this curve should be equal to the 1, right? Total area under this curve is the integration of this function from minus infinity to the plus infinity, right? So cx squared from 0 to the 1, because in other regions, the density function is equal to the 0. Dx should be equal to the 1. So the antiderivative of this is cx cubed over 3 from 0 to the 1. If you put the 1, it will be c over 3. And all of these things should be equal to the 1, right? From here, we can find a c to be equal to 3, right? So the second part of this problem, you need to find the expected value of the x. So we usually evaluate the expected value in a continuous case by multiplying the x to the density function and integrating this from minus infinity to the plus infinity, right? So since the density function is equal to the 0 in all the regions except the 0 and 1, it is necessary to integrate this only from 0 to the 1, okay? So this should be integration from 0 to the 1 of the x multiplied to the 3x squared dx, which is 3x cubed, right? After the integration, the antiderivative is equal to the 3x 4 divided to the 4 from 0 to the 1. If you put the 1, you will get 3 over 4. So the expected value is equal to the 3 over 4. So in order to find the variance, we need to use the formula e of x squared minus e of x in the square. So we've got a e of x in the square, right? We need to calculate e of x in the square. So e of x in the square, or any function of the random variable, is this function, the same function, multiplied to still the density function of the x, okay? Of the x dx from 0 to the 1, right? So this should be equal to the integration from 0 to the 1 of the x squared multiplied to the 3x squared dx. So after the integration, we will get 3x5 over 5 from 0 to the 1, right? Which is equal to the 1 over 3 over 5. So the variance will be equal to 3 over 5 minus 9 over 16, right? If you want, you can leave the answer like this. So in the third part, you need to find the conditional probability that x is less than 3 over 4 if it is given that x is more than 1 over 2, right? According to the base rule, this is equal to the probability of x is in between 3 over 4, 1 over 2, divided to the probability, so from 1 over 2 until 3 over 4, and divided to the probability of 1 over 2, x divided to 1, until the 1, right? So we need to divide probability from 1 over 2 until 3 over 4, divided to the probability from 1 over 2 until 1, because x changes from 0 to the 1, right? X changes from 0 to the 1. So what I'm asking you geometrically, it's like this. So there is some curve. The density function is like some parabola, right? So 3x squared will be some parabola like this, right? I'm asking you, hey, there is an area, so x changes from 0 to the 1. So if you're given this area, so from 1 over 2 until 1, okay, this area, I'm asking you, what is the proportion of this green area from the red area. Okay? This is what I'm asking you. What is the proportion of this green area from the red area? This is the question. This is not a question, what is the area of the green one? What is the probability of x is more than 1 over 2 and x is less than 3 over 4? It would be just the green area, right? Probability that x is more than 1 over 2 is the red area. The question, this conditional question, geometrically means, what is the proportion of this green area from the red one? Okay? Is it the half, 50%? Is it the 75%? Or what? What proportion? Okay? This is the question. So we can find the area of the green. We can find the green area. Then we can find the red area. Then by dividing the green area to the red area, we can find the proportion. Okay? So let's do this. So the green area is equal to the integration from 1 over 2 until 3 over 4, the density function, right? What was the density function? 3x squared dx, right? Which is x cubed, 1 over 2, and 3 over 4. Okay? You just need to put the values and calculate this. It will be 27 over 64 minus 1 over 8, right? So if you give the 8, it will be 19 over 64, right? So this is the green area, right? Green area. The red area is equal to the integration from 1 over 2 until the 1 of the 3x squared dx, which is equal to the x cubed from 1 to the 1 over 2. This is 1 minus 1 over 8, right? Which is what? 7 over 8, or 56 over 64, right? Now, the proportion of the green one to the red one is 19 over 64 divided to the 15, 6 divided to the 64, which is equal to the 19 over 56. Okay? This is the conditional probability. I'm not asking you what is the green area or the red area. I'm asking you what is the proportion of the green area from the red one. Okay? This will be this. So this is about the quiz, right? Oops. Why?